Let's be very clear. The Republicans don't want the IRS funded. In fact, they've said one of the first things they plan to do when they regain power is to repeal the funding the IRS is receiving from the Inflation Reduction Act. Why is that? Because they care so much about you, the little guy, the real American, and making sure we don't get audited? No. The little guy gets audited all the time. In fact, the IRS has told us hundreds of times that they can only really afford to audit the little guy. Because the big dogs, the ones that get out of paying trillions of dollars a year in taxes, they have teams of expensive lawyers that the IRS just can't afford to compete with. So they try and make up those tax losses on the backs of us regular people. They have no choice. They keep asking for a bigger budget to go after the real cheats, but until now, they didn't have it. We're supposed to believe that the party who voted against raising the minimum wage and capping insulin prices and equal pay for equal work is just suddenly looking out for the people. We're supposed to buy that the Republicans who are running to repeal lower prescription drug prices and affordable healthcare for seniors, the party who tried 100 different ways to get rid of the Affordable Care Act and who wants to phase out Social Security and Medicare, is just looking out for us normies? Come on. Hell didn't freeze over. Republicans don't want to fund the IRS because it'll finally have the budget to go after their donors, their lobbyists, the industries that cheat us and support them. And just so we're clear, the 87,000 IRS employees that were proposed in the Inflation Reduction Act are to be hired over the course of 10 years. That number is meant to reflect everything from the janitorial staff to people who are retiring during that time. So there won't be 87,000 new IRS agents. Ultimately, there might be around 10,000. The goal is to make sure the department is properly funded, so they have the resources and the personnel to hold the biggest tax evaders accountable. Who would vote against that? We leave trillions of dollars on the table a year. Trillions of dollars that would allow us to pay for everything from infrastructure to defense, to shore up Social Security and pay for services and help the American people. Making sure the IRS has proper funding has to do with balancing the budget, lowering our deficit, taking care of our citizens. Our taxes pay for things. Democrats want to make sure you get what you pay for. Republicans want to make sure they don't have to pay for a single thing you get. Don't let them trick you. This isn't about you. It's never been about you. It's always and forever about them. Use your noodle.